Deep in the silence of space, the stars glimmered like cold eyes watching the battlefield that hadn't begun yet. Every sensor in the quadrant suddenly detected something impossible, a massive object moving faster than light itself. The alien fleets of the Zarkon Dominion were gathered near the edge of the Helios system, celebrating their latest victory. They had destroyed 12 human colonies in less than a month. The galaxy believed humanity had fallen, but they were wrong. Moments later, space itself seemed to tear open. A colossal shadow emerged, a ship so massive that smaller cruisers looked like dust beside it. Its dark hull absorbed all light, its engines burned blue like newborn stars. It was mankind's Dreadnought, Titanus. Every alien sensor screamed warnings. Every commander froze. They had heard rumors that humans had built something that could destroy entire fleets alone, but no one had ever seen it. Until now. Inside the Dreadnought, the crew worked in complete silence. Captain Arlen Hayes stood on the bridge, eyes fixed on the enemy formation ahead. "Target lock in 60 seconds, his officer reported. Arlen's voice was calm. "They think humanity is broken. Let's remind them who we are." The countdown began. Outside, thousands of alien ships turned toward the Dreadnought, weapons charging. The space around them shimmered with tension. Then in a flash brighter than dawn, the first human plasma cannon fired, a single beam, slicing through 3 enemy ships like paper. Silence followed. The war had just begun, and the galaxy was about to learn why humanity should never be underestimated. Far above the stars, space was silent. Then that silence broke. A strange signal appeared on every radar across the galaxy. It was strong, powerful, and unknown. No one could trace where it came from, only that it was moving fast. Too fast. In the Helios system, the alien empire known as the Zarkon Dominion was celebrating their victory. They had destroyed human colonies one after another. They believed humanity was gone forever. Laughter and pride filled their ships, but then the lights around them flickered. Space itself began to twist. From the darkness, a massive shadow appeared, so large it blocked out the stars behind it. The Zarkon commanders froze. Their scanners showed something unbelievable, a single human ship, larger than anything ever built. Its surface was dark metal covered in glowing blue lines. The engines burned like suns. It was mankind's Dreadnought, Titanus. Inside the ship, the human crew stood ready. The control room was silent except for the soft hum of machines. Captain Arlen Hayes looked at the enemy ships ahead and said quietly, "Let's finish what they started." A bright light burst from the Dreadnought's front cannons. One single shot tore through space and destroyed 3 alien warships instantly. The aliens couldn't believe what they saw. Their strongest shields meant nothing. Their victory celebration turned into screams of fear. In that moment, the galaxy understood one thing. Humanity had returned stronger than ever, and this time, they were not here to lose. The blast from Titanus still echoed through the emptiness of space. 3 alien warships were gone, vanished in seconds. The Zarkon Dominion had never seen such power. Their commanders shouted orders in panic. Thousands of alien ships turned their weapons toward the single human Dreadnought. Inside Titanus, the red alert lights flashed across the bridge. The crew stayed calm. Every heartbeat matched the hum of the engines. Captain Arlen Hayes stood tall, his eyes fixed on the battle screen. "They are charging all guns," said the tactical officer. "Let them," Arlen replied. "We'll show them what real firepower means." A storm of plasma bolts and missiles rushed toward the human ship. The dark hull of Titanus glowed bright as energy shields activated. Explosions lit the space around it, but Titanus didn't move. It stood firm like a mountain in a hurricane. Then the human ship struck back. Dozens of cannons opened fire. Beams of white-blue energy spread across the black sky. One by one, enemy ships exploded. Silent flashes of fire across the void. The alien commanders screamed in disbelief. "This is impossible." "One ship cannot do this." But it was happening. The Zarkon fleet began to retreat, trying to escape. Titanus advanced slowly, unstoppable, cutting through them like light through smoke. Inside the control room, Captain Arlen whispered, "You burned our homes. Now we burn your pride." The crew stayed silent. They all remembered the destroyed colonies, the millions lost. The retaliation had begun, and the galaxy was only seeing the beginning of humanity's true strength. The remains of the Zarkon fleet drifted in silence. Burning ships floated like ghosts in the dark. Only a few alien cruisers managed to escape the battlefield, their engines glowing weak and broken. But Titanus was not done. Captain Arlen Hayes stared at the map on the bridge. Red dots, the fleeing enemies, moved across the holographic screen. He spoke calmly. "Lock their coordinates. No one leaves alive," the navigation officer nodded. "Tracking all survivors, Captain." Outside, the giant Dreadnought turned slowly, its engines lighting up with a low, thunderous sound. The human ship began its chase. Every movement of Titanus looked heavy, yet graceful, like a beast waking from a long sleep. Far ahead, the Zarkon ships sent desperate signals for help. "We need reinforcements. The human monster is coming." Their voices cried across the channels, but no help came. Every fleet commander was too afraid to face it. Moments later, the Titanus appeared behind them, silent, massive, and unstoppable. The aliens launched missiles, beams, anything they could, but nothing touched its shield. "Fire sequence 2, ordered Arlen. The ship's side cannons opened. Blue energy arcs filled the sky. One by one, the fleeing ships vanished in bright explosions. Inside Titanus, the crew watched the destruction with quiet focus. They didn't cheer. They didn't smile. This wasn't victory, it was justice. Captain Arlen looked out into the stars. "They hunted our people," he said softly. "Now it's our turn." And as the last enemy ship burned, the galaxy began to whisper a new name: the human Dreadnought, the legend that no enemy could outrun. The battlefield was quiet again. Smoke and fire floated in the dark like fading stars. The crew of Titanus thought the fight was over, but Captain Arlen's eyes stayed on the radar. Something didn't feel right. "Captain," said the sensor officer, "I'm picking up strange readings. Something massive deep in the nebula." Arlen leaned closer. "Show me." On the holographic map, a shape appeared, huge, blurred, and slowly moving. It wasn't a normal ship. Its energy was different. "Darker," the officer whispered. "It's not Zarkon technology, sir." For the first time, the bridge went silent. Every crew member stared at the glowing shape on the screen. Then a voice echoed through the comms, cold, deep, and alien. "Human ship, you should not have come here." The sound sent chills through everyone. The voice was not Zarkon, it was something older. Something watching from the shadows. Arlen stood straight. "Identify yourself," no answer. Only static. Then the radar flashed. Dozens of new signals appeared. Huge ships emerged from the nebula, black as night, their hulls covered in red markings. The tactical officer gasped. "Sir, it's another race. Unknown class." Massive power readings. Arlen's expression hardened. So the Zarkons weren't the real enemy after all. Outside, the nebula burned with lightning as the new fleet surrounded Titanus. The Dreadnought's shields glowed blue, ready for battle once more. Arlen whispered to himself, "Let's see how deep this war really goes." And for the first time since the battle began, the crew of Titanus realized this was not the end of the fight. It was only the beginning of something far greater. The massive shapes surrounded Titanus like silent giants. Their ships had no windows, no visible engines, only dark armor pulsing with red energy veins. The crew of the Dreadnought watched the radar light up with dozens of targets. "Captain, they are not attacking," said the tactical officer. Arlen frowned. "Then what are they waiting for?" Suddenly a communication channel opened. A deep echoing voice spoke in perfect human language. "We watched you fight the Zarkon. Your strength is unexpected." The bridge fell silent. The unknown beings were speaking like observers, not enemies. "Who are you?" Arlen demanded. The voice replied, "We are called the Varen. Long ago we ruled the outer systems until the Zarkons betrayed us. We have waited centuries for revenge. Now we see humans share our purpose." The crew exchanged stunned looks. An alien race, once enemies of the Zarkon, now reaching out to humans? Arlen hesitated. "You want an alliance?" The deep voice answered, "Yes. Together we can end the Zarkon Empire forever. But know this, our war is not for mercy. It's for balance." Arlen turned to his officers. "If we refuse, they'll see us as another threat. If we agree, then we might survive," said his second-in-command quietly. Arlen nodded slowly. "Tell them humanity doesn't bow, but we fight alongside those who understand war." A moment of silence. Then for the first time, one of the alien ships lowered its weapons. The voice spoke again, softer now. "Then it begins. The galaxy will burn before peace returns. Outside, the stars flickered as Titanus and the Varan fleet turned toward the Zarkon core worlds. A new alliance had been born. The stars above the Zarkon homeworld burned red. The combined fleets of humanity and the Varan approached in silence. Dozens of dreadnoughts and alien warships drifted through the darkness like a storm preparing to strike.